Good evening, everybody. The Board of Education for Caldwell-West Caldwell just completed our executive session, which began at 6 p.m. here at Grace Street in the superintendent's office. The purpose of that meeting was to discuss personnel, litigation, miscellaneous and old business matters. That meeting had been advertised and was compliant with the Open Public Meeting Act, which is also known, or NJSA 10:4-6, which is also known as Sunshine Law. The matters discussed will be made public when confidentiality is no longer required, and formal action pursuant to said discussion shall take place only at a meeting to which the public has been invited. We are now going to begin our public conference meeting at approximately 7:03 p.m. here in the Harrison School Conference Room. The Caldwell-West Caldwell Board of Education public conference meeting is compliant with the Open Public Meeting Act and NJSA 10:4-6, which is also known as Sunshine Law. Notices have been sent to the Progress Caldwell, New Jersey, the Star Ledger, Newark, New Jersey, Tap Into West Essex, and notices also have been posted at the Board of Education Business Office here in the Harrison School Building on Grace Street in West Caldwell, New Jersey, and have been delivered to both clerks of Caldwell and the Township of West Caldwell for posting. Brian, can I ask you to take the roll, please?
Yes. Mr. D'Ambola.
Here.
Mr. Elko.
Here.
Ms. Getty.
Here.
Ms. Grasso.
Here.
Mr. Cipoletti.
Here.
We have all present, no absences, we have a quorum.
Great, thank you. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge of Allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Brian, do we have any communications?
None.
Dr. Conklin, Superintendent's report.
I have visitors from the Grover Cleveland Middle School. We have Madeline Horley, 8th grader in the Citizenship House, and Eva Chetos from 8th grade in the Leadership House. Did I say your name right, Eva? Ava. Sorry, Ava. If you guys could come up to the microphone and give us an update, that'd be great.
Hi, my name is Ava Chetos,
And my name is Madeline Horley.
and we are each one of the current House leaders for the House of Leadership and Citizenship, respectfully. Tonight we have come here to talk about a major event that occurred this previous week. Last Friday, April 1st, Grover Cleveland Middle School held its 3rd annual Make a Difference Day, a day that encourages the idea that everyone has the capability to make a difference within their community. Make a Difference Day was started by beloved father, community member, and late GCMS principal, Mr. James Brown. Mr. Brown strongly believed in giving back to the community, which reflects in both the creation of Make a Difference Day, originally titled Day of Service and Leadership, and Service Leadership 8th grade cycle class. The day was renamed after the passing of Mr. Brown in honor of his motto, Make a Difference Today. More than 40 speakers were called to talk about different ways you can organize making a difference. Some of the organizations included presentations from the J Fund, the Wounded Warrior Project, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Also, our very own Board of Education members, Mrs. Julianne Grasso and Mr. Chris Alco, and many more.
More things happening in the school recently is that there was another Project Unifying Game Hour in the cafeteria on March 29th. Thanks to the Builders Club, students were able to go and play board games for an hour. Some of these board games included Monopoly, Checkers, Battleship, Trouble, and more. This was the 3rd successful Project Unified Game Hour. Not only did the Builders Club help Project Unify, but the Student Council also hosted a Project Unify event. They put together a booklet for students to come and play, and they had so much fun answering all of those trivia questions. More events are being scheduled for the future.
One last thing is the advisory discussions that were being talked about in March and April. These discussions include strategies to avoid procrastination, learning how to ask for support, ways to speak up for oneself and others, and the importance of kindness.
All these topics are really important to teach so the students of GCMS are able to learn these good habits and good life lessons. Learning things like to stay on task and to not procrastinate will help them become better students. They will also help others by learning these lessons, like how to stand up for other people when those people are too afraid to stand up for themselves. Not only will these lessons be used in the present, but they will also carry on these life lessons through the rest of their lives, and they will learn to be good people. Thank you for letting us speak at this meeting on behalf of Grover Cleveland Middle School.
Very well done, girls. And they're gone.
Thank you, ladies.
It's like drop the mic and
I
out.
told him they could leave right after. That was my
Dr. Conklin, anything else?
I just want to thank everyone for participating in the event held Make a Difference Day at the middle school. It was incredible. The people that were there, the Coast Guard I saw, they actually brought a boat and they were showing kids how to save themselves if they're in the water. That was pretty great. And then there was probably about, I don't know, 20 dogs running around the building.
Yeah.
I think that was everyone's place to be that day. So that was really exciting, and I got to give full credit to the staff and Mr. Bertolo for running a great day.
Great.
Amazing.
Great.
And thank you, the board members that were there presenting. I got an opportunity to peek into what they were doing. And,
Didn't bring a dog with me though.
No, you did
We're
not.
playing for
As soon as I
second,
saw
third,
those
fifth
dogs,
place.
I was like, that's it. That's it. I know where everyone's going to be today. So
Great.
thank you.
Great. And would you guys like to say something about it?
The idea of focusing on making a difference, and the idea that they were able to get, that Mr. Bertolo was able to get 40 completely different ways for people to make a difference, and put in front of these kids so many different opportunities and avenues that they could take. It was a phenomenal program. And to keep that many, I mean, think about 40 speakers, like being able to rotate them and keep them organized and everything else was fantastic. And at least in the classes that I was in, the students were all extremely respectful, extremely attentive. The teachers did a phenomenal job of, stoking questions and keeping the presenters on task when necessary. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I just wanted to say a special thank you to Mr. Bertolo and to all the GCMS staff and the members who are here today. I told the kids, I said, the middle school is awesome. I know as like a board member, I can't say, but I said to them, you guys are awesome. You come to every board meeting. I know Mrs. Silverthorne and Ms. Halkias, you're responsible for that, so thank you. I said, your energy, your creativity, it's contagious. I told them that on Friday, I said it was a special day for me because when Mr. Brown first came up with this day with Kathy Salvanto, it was a day of service, and I remember he called me up and he's like, you gotta come and I want you to talk to the kids about the board. And I'm like, Jim, the board's lame. These kids don't want to hear about the board event. He's like, you're gonna make it fun. You're gonna teach them about something. I said, I miss my friend, but I'm so happy and so proud of the legacy he left behind and that lives on in all of you, and the fact that these kids, these 6th and 7th graders that didn't have the privilege of knowing him, that his memory lives on. And I thank all of you for that, and to Mr. Bertolo. And I wanted to shout out my little friend Lucas right here. He's a 6th grader. He was in one of my classes, and he was so brilliant and had such wonderful, insightful questions and comments. And afterwards, he found me at the end of the day, and I challenged him. I said, Lucas, I want you to come to a Board of Ed meeting. And he said, well, I'm going to ask my parents and see if they'll bring me. And I have to tell you, Mom, you are raising a wonderful person here, and he is going to make a difference in this world. So, Lucas, thank you for coming tonight. I hope you come back. Okay?
Good. Awesome. Thank you, Julianne. Thank you, Chris. Brian, we're approving minutes next week, correct?
Yeah, everything, yes.
Okay, great. So now we're going to open it up to public comments on the agenda. If you can hold them to agenda items only at this time. The public participation shall be governed by the following. Participants must be recognized by the presiding officer and must preface your comments by an announcement of your name and address. Statements are to be limited to 3 minutes in duration and may only address items on the agenda at this particular time. Participant may speak no more than once on the same topic until all others who wish to speak on that topic have also been heard, and all statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. Any questions or comments on the agenda? Going once, going twice. Okay. So I don't think we need to talk. We're not going to have committee reports this week. We'll have some committee reports next week.
No, on the 18th. Sorry.
Oh, 18.
On the 18th, because we're off next.
We're
Thank
off
you.
next week.
Thank you. On the 18th. And now we are going to move into public comments just generically. So if there are any public comments that anybody would like to make at this time outside of the agenda, please feel free to come up to the podium.
Hello, my name is Jeannie Gertie, Washington school teacher, 2nd grade. I was lucky enough and had the privilege and honor of going to the middle school on Friday as a Habitat for Humanity representative. My husband, who had just come off an appendectomy, was there too. So by the end of the day, he had to sit to talk. But he was there because we're so passionate about Habitat. I just wanted to share that on top of the teachers and all of the time and energy it took, and the principal and everyone involved, that the students were so impressive. They had to sit and listen to a lot of people all day, 7 periods or so, I think it was, right? 8 periods. And that was no easy task, and they were respectful and interested and curious and very impressive. And I wanted to take a moment to mention that and say thanks to them, and also thanks to those of everybody who organized it.
Any other questions or comments?
Hi, Mary Lovato, GCMS. I do want to just say I have Lucas in advisory, and he is wonderful, so good job. But I'm just here just to kind of, I'm here to speak quickly as a member of the math department, not as the union vice president. I know that the idea of the math supervisor for grades 6 through 12 has been brought up previously and is now in the process of selecting someone again. I just want to emphasize just a few things why we feel like at the moment this is not something that's needed. The first thing is that the math department at both the middle school and the high school has made tremendous gains on Lincoln so far without the need for a supervisor. The data that was shown a few weeks ago at the board meeting has shown this. The high school is now in the process of choosing new textbooks, and we'll be rewriting the curriculum this summer, implementing many of the ideas that our consultant, who the middle school has used to rewrite theirs, is now going to be implemented into the high school. Our coordinators can peer observe and give feedback to our teachers to give everyone a new set of eyes to see our lessons through. We do not need a new administrator to evaluate us. For number 4, we said we feel that a supervisor, we will lose the opportunity for some of our teachers to be leaders in their own department. And we are the only department that will be affected by this. There are a few of us that do have their supervisory certifications and will have the experience and knowledge to direct our department into the right direction. And the last thing I just wanted to say, and this is just as a department, teachers have worked together collaboratively this year. We appreciate the fact that the high school was able to come in and see us as middle school teachers, and we're going to have a discussion about what they saw in a few weeks, and we're talking about the changes that are needed, and the process has already started, and we just feel like there's no need to go with a supervisor just yet. I just wanted to kind of state those points. I know nothing has been brought up on the agenda just yet for that recently, but we just wanted to kind of reiterate our views. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. With that, we are going to now soon leave and enter into executive session. The purpose of that meeting will be to discuss personnel, litigation, miscellaneous, and old business matters. That meeting has been advertised and is compliant with the Open Public Meeting Act and NJSA 10:4-6, which is also known as Sunshine Law. The matters discussed will be made public when confidentiality is no longer required, and formal action pursuant to said discussion shall take place only at a meeting to which the public hasn't been invited. Do I have a motion to enter public executive session?
I'll make the motion.
I have a second.
Second.
I like how you guys work together. All right, the motion has been made by Ms. Grosso and seconded by Mrs. Getty. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, the Caldwell-West Caldwell Board of Education shall enter executive session at approximately 7:15 p.m.
All in favor, ayes.
Aye.
Nays, abstentions. Motion carried.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming, everybody.